Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Here I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. I'll do a quick review of the day's aspects before I play another card that may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The tarot card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Six of Wands, and today is the last day for the Six of Wands. Tomorrow we move into the third 10 days, or the final decan of the sun's transit in the land of Leo, and so we'll move from the Seven of Wands to the Eight of Wands. Leo is a fire sign, and Wands and Tarot represent fire as well, and fire element symbolism is about our drive, our spark, our enthusiasm, our go get 'em tiger, that those feelings that arise in us that actually spur us into action, to sort of achieve the means that the aims that we're dedicated to achieving. So here with the Six of Wands, we see a moment where our hero has returned victorious. The laurel wreaths have been laid upon their head and on their staff, and there's a whole parade of people that have come out to sort of support them along the way to celebrate their achievement. And, you know, it is appropriate, I like to say, to celebrate your achievements, celebrate your victories. It is appropriate, if you've made a big achievement or a big victory, to allow the people that are impacted by that to celebrate you as well. Allow them to thank you, allow them to, give you gifts and cook you dinner and stuff like that, okay? Because this is but a moment in time, all right? You put all of that drive and all of that hard work and determination and joy into pursuing a certain achievement, and once you've made the achievement, you get to celebrate for a little while, and then you've got to keep moving. You got to keep going forward, okay? Fire is really all about momentum, initiative, forward motion, all right? So with all of that said, I'm going to shuffle some cards while I remind myself and the cards that the sun is in the land of Leo right now. This is we're in the, like, what would I say? The first 10 days is 1 through 10, and then the second would be 11 through 19. No, 11 through 20. Okay. And then this will be the 21st, right? Through the 30th day of the sun's transit in the land of Leo. Gosh, that was tough to spit out, friends. Thank you for hanging in there with me. But anyway, this is a time when we express ourselves in a really grandiose style, okay? We can let everyone in on the secrets to our success. We can regale the public and our family and friends as well with stories of our adventures and our conquest, and really just celebrate, what it is like to have truly achieved something grand. Venus enters Leo today also, so we take a special kind of pride in the people and things we love. We demonstrate our feelings in very obvious ways, and we can be a little bit of a show-off sometimes, or get a little extravagant with the spending. Today is lunar midsummer. This is the lunar midpoint between the summer solstice and the autumnal equinox, and it is appropriate that it falls on the full moon in Aquarius at this time. Full moon in Aquarius is a time when we celebrate our recent accomplishments among friends and allies if we can, and that lunar midsummer is sort of a home side observation of that first harvest. So either way, the effects of culmination right now are notable at this time. On the moon side of the page today, moon goes sextile to Jupiter very early today. And this is a beautiful, generous, friendly, social vibe that I really hope we can wake up to and sort of carry us through the day. Later on this evening, moon goes square to Uranus. We go through some challenges if we have a change of heart at this time and we want to do something differently. It might put us in a challenging position with the people we keep close. Always communicate when Uranus is involved. Always communicate when your personal preference is now changing. And then after midnight at almost 1 o'clock, moon goes conjunct to Saturn. That can be a pretty intense, back down to earth vibe. It brings our feeling life to a sense of sober reckoning that might come across to others as cold or distant. So hopefully we're in bed and sleeping in our cold and distant way at that time. And then on the sun side of the page today, we have a few things happening. Sun goes square to Uranus this morning, almost 8 o'clock. And it's just like this sort of electric, restless, sort of buzzy feeling, like an anticipation of change, like feeling like something's going to be changed, like a challenge around it, because we don't know what changes are coming up, but we feel that changes are arising. And that's going to be with us for the next 7 or 8 days. So I will be interested to see what changes do arise during this time. And then Venus, like I said, makes ingress to Leo today. This is about pride and passion. It's about showing off the things that the people and things that we like, love, and can't get enough of. And it's about showing off for them as well. We can be a little extravagant with our spending at this time. So we want to keep our eye on the material resources, right? You don't want to overspend and put yourself in a bad place, or overspend and not be able to celebrate again with the loved ones in the showy way you like to next week. And then Mars goes sextile to Neptune this afternoon at 4:44 p.m., friends. And this is a real sensual vibe. We are sensitive, we are sexy, we are courageous, but we feel a desire to mingle and connect. And that sextile vibration says cooperation is making it happen. Okay, so it might be a good night for some of us to find a little sexy fun time. In any case, you know, we might meet somebody new, or we might just get to hang out with somebody whose attention and whose time and presence we really appreciate. And then at 8:30 this evening, the sun goes opposite to the moon. That is the culmination of the full moon, 8:36 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, and so this is the time, around this time, when we pause to celebrate what we have made and grown and otherwise achieved so far. Now, full moon ritual and spell work is often focused on release, like letting go of things we no longer want to deal with. And I just want to make a note on the timing of that, okay? First, please take the time to pause, reflect, appreciate the path you have taken up to this point, all right? Before diving into any rituals for decrease, understand what you have done to increase, okay? Understand how you have gotten where you are right now. Give it a lot of appreciation. Celebrate tonight. And then perhaps tomorrow, after the moon has begun to wane, do your full moon rituals for decrease. The full of the moon generally is the days before and after the full moon. So yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But yesterday was on the waxing side. Today is the culmination, the celebration, the pause. And then tomorrow is on the waning side. So yesterday was increasing and tomorrow is decreasing. And right now, we're just appreciating what we have. Okay, in the ongoing column, I had to make a whole extra ongoing column here for our retrogrades. So, we've got Pluto and Neptune, and Saturn is retrograde, Jupiter is retrograde, Chiron is retrograde. More planets are going to be going retrograde. Okay, Uranus is going retrograde here very soon. Mars is eventually going to go retrograde. So, I'm just going to start talking about these things in more brief terms. And of course, if you desire a bigger explanation, please leave a comment below. And I'm always checking the comments, and I'm happy to respond the best I can. So retrograde, though, in general applies these planetary themes. Applies to them a sort of focus on our personal efforts and experiences. So Pluto's transformation vibe, Saturn's sense of responsibility, Chiron's efforts to help us with healing. These are all turned within, and the inward focus is here to help us notice how these things shape our experience and reactions. So we are then empowered to choose our own approach, rather than thinking we don't have any choice about how these things happen to us, okay? We get to think about how it feels, take a look at the changes we're going through, and step forward in a more empowered position to handle the changes and the growth that we are undergoing at this time. So in the ongoing column today, Venus is opposite Pluto. This can bring up a lot of some jealousy or some envy about the nice things other people have. And, I just want to remind you that this has more to do with your own fears and insecurities than anything else, anything someone else has done. Okay. And it is an attitude to notice if you find yourself feeling that envy vibe, feeling jealous of what somebody has. Okay. The good news is that Venus is also trine to Neptune right now. And, when we feel jealous, it's important to notice that we are noticing those nice things we'd like to have for ourselves, and noticing those nice things we'd like to have for ourselves is a great step in the direction of having those nice things we'd like to have ourselves. Okay, so we don't have to have an attitude about that jealousy feeling that says, well, they got this thing, so now I can't have it. If somebody got, a beautiful blue car and exactly the make and model that you wanted, and it's brand new and it's shiny and looks great, that doesn't mean you can't also have that car just because your neighbor got it. Like, oh, well, I don't want to match my neighbor. Get the thing you desire, get the thing you want. If it's within your grasp, pull it in. Okay, Venus trine Neptune here is a blessing. It's a sacred opportunity to let spirit know your needs and desires in an unselfish way. Okay, if we could do so also in a creative and elegant way, so much the better. Spirit likes to give us extra points for using our imagination. And hey, also, Venus is sextile to Mars here. Okay, so collaboration makes really good things happen. We have a lot of fertility on our side right now, and creative drive, and this can help us make those fondest desires we have manifest at this time. Just keep in mind also that Mars is square to Saturn, so this is a vibe like the harder you try, the less you're likely to achieve. So let's put these generative and creative powers to work on things that are unfolding easily for us at this time. Okay, no trying to shove that square peg in the round hole right now. If your efforts are going poorly, try a path with less effort. North Node is conjunct to Uranus through August 15. That's Taurus and Aquarius. So this shifting availability of resources is really annoying. And I was just telling a story, but I'm going to tell it again. One thing we noticed at our house is that the place we regularly pick up our groceries from isn't always available to fulfill the entire order. So we get some parts of the meals we planned, but not all the parts we need. Stuff like that happens. And then sometimes it takes them a week or more to electronically apply the charge to our bank. And that's too long. Like, we gave them the debit card when we paid for the stuff, and then 8 days later, we're still waiting for them to ask for that money. So now we've decided to change stores, even though we know we'll pay more for some of the things we like to get, and we'll have to change up some of the brands we're using. This is Uranus conjunct the North Node in the sign of Taurus, okay? When the reliable source becomes unreliable, we have to be flexible, ready to try doing things differently. Mercury is quincunx to Jupiter through August 11. Okay, so we've had this bright moment of optimism, and this is the final day. I know I felt it, and with Jupiter's retrograde, our hope is that this optimism has informed some of our inward personal growth. And then finally, Sun is trine to Chiron, and this is a time when we are really beginning to express ourselves in a new way. Don't worry, it's not a facade you have to put on so you will look to other people like you're more positive or more confident or you have more money. The truth is, we've been going through a lot of these transformations and realizations, and our light is beginning to shine through. We have discovered that it is harder work to cover up our self-expression and our true selves than it is to just let that light shine, okay? So you can be more like yourself now, and you can find acceptance and support out in the community, even when you may have feared that you would not. And with all of that said, I'm going to turn over this card. Okay, we got the Three of Pentacles. Collaboration makes it happen, friends. And I think I already said that once today. So here we see three people working together, and they're working in different ways. Okay, when we collaborate with people, not everybody brings the same skill set, the same strengths, the same capabilities. Okay, we all come with different skill sets. We're all at different places on our journeys, So like in this picture, somebody is sort of learning, and somebody is has already done the learning and is teaching, and then somebody is just standing up here Leo style and modeling for people because I look beautiful and you should draw a picture of me. So in this way, these people are working together, and not everybody is doing the same thing, and yet they come together to create something beautiful and new. So I'm seeing that with this Venus sextile Mars here, most of all. Venus and Mars are like the classic pair. There are, Venus is receptive and Mars is assertive. And when they get together, when they work together, like that sextile energy says, cooperation and generation, when they work together, they can create something beautiful and new together. And now is the time to be dreaming also on your ideals about what you would like to receive, about what you would like to be creating in your collaborations. Okay, think big, because that trine blessing there with Neptune, like I said, it is a sacred opportunity to let spirit and let your own heart know what it is that you desire the most for yourself in your life. So, Three of Pentacles, cooperation makes it happen. Remember that later on when Mars is sextile to Uranus as well, not Uranus, to Neptune as well. See, Venus is trine to Neptune, sextile to Mars, and now Mars is sextile to Neptune. This is all very sensual activity. This is all very much about creating, doing physical work and creating or play and creating something solid out of it, something real out of it, out of the dream, right? Because Neptune is retrograde right now, so we've got that intuitive clarity where things are sometimes foggy for us, or we can't necessarily tell the difference between our fantasy and our reality. Now we have clarity. We know exactly what it is that we desire. We know exactly how it is that we would like to connect with other people, and we can get a really beautiful vision of what it is that we seek to create at this time. I love that, friends. And taken together with the Six of Wands, we have Wands and Pentacles, so that's fire and earth. It takes drive to form collaborations. People have to join together in a certain spirit of ability to see and celebrate one another's skills and what they bring to the equation to make something beautiful and new happen. So again, nobody does it alone, and one person might get the name. Like, if this person's name is, say, Patricia, just off the top of my head, then this might be billed as Patricia's art class, where Patricia teaches art, right? But that doesn't change the fact that, Jennifer has shown up here to draw pictures, and that, Sophia is standing up here to be the material model for the pictures, all right? So everybody has to show up for a collaboration in order for the thing that we're working on to move forward. Like I said the other day, Magellan didn't sail around the world on his own. He had partners, he had helpers, he had people working for him. He was working for people as well. Okay, so it takes a lot of people to undertake an ambitious project and see it through in a complete way. So honor that and notice what other people have that they bring to the collaborative deck, so to speak, to the collaborative interaction. Notice what they bring and notice how they help us build, okay? Because, when we get to the point of victory, we're going to want to, even if it was our name on the victory, we're going to want to share some of the spoils of that victory, at least some of the celebration of that victory, with the people who helped us get there. And I think that's all I have to say about it, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.